So what is your role?
I'm a trainee merchandiser on Womenswear Tailoring. Yeah, progression-wise, it's so clear what is expected of you in order to sort of get to that next stage. You know, I got to show that I can do it, and then also, I guess, personality-wise as well, just seeing whether I would fit in. Now here I am. So,
Like, why merchandising over anything else?
I think with my degree, I still love that like data and like mathsy element of it. Your designers, your buyers, your merchandisers all sitting there, and we all have an opinion. Obviously, yes, you're looking at the numbers behind it and what happened last year and 2 years ago, but you also know in your head whether you think that's a nice product or not. Now that I'm actually able to do the analysis behind it, it really helps like learn my department as a whole.
Loads of people say it, like, what's early careers? Like, what is it to you, I guess?
I think it's definitely that like starting your journey once you're out of university. And it's quite nice how I feel like at Next it's like they describe it as that rather than just like a straight away like big girl serious job. It's almost like an easing you into it, I find.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the way that they say early careers.
And I guess it's a good transition from, you know, not everyone has to go uni, absolutely, but whatever you come from, whether it's education or whatever, or you're looking to start, you know, from A levels or whatever that is, I guess it's a good transition then, right?
Yeah, definitely. And you have to have a first job at some point.
Yeah, everyone does.
Yeah, so then it is that sort of encouragement that, yeah, this is definitely, I feel like a lot of places, they'll say you need like this experience, whereas this like definitely sets itself as like your first proper job.
Yes. Yeah, because again, it's funny, isn't it, that the proper job? Because I was literally thinking the same thing when you were saying that. I was like, what was my first proper job?
Yeah, because even though like when I was like 16 working in like a little cafe, I'd be like waiting for my proper job. Yeah.
My first was here actually as well.
Really?
Yeah. But I worked in retail prior, like in a shop and stuff.
Yeah. In Next or?
No, in a competitor. Won't be named. But no, that was just like, again, that was from the ages of 16 till I graduated, like 21. And then doing bits and bobs. So that was kind of, but then again, I never considered that like my career job until I finished uni, and then I came to Next and I was like, oh yeah, this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when you can see the sort of progression of where it's going to go.
Yeah, and do you think that with your role here is what you can see? Yeah,
definitely.
Because what are you? So you better actually explain what your role is. So what is your role?
I'm a trainee merchandiser on Womenswear Tailoring.
Nice.
But yeah, progression-wise, it's so clear what the sort of expectations are, I guess. Even when you're a trainee, you get there's a document which has everything you need to know by 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months. And that's so, you can follow it as much or as little as you want, but it's so clear what is expected of you in order to sort of get to that next stage. And obviously that's assistant, and then you can work your way up from there. But it's definitely, you can see where it's going to go, which is great.
And is that the plan, I guess?
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Well, I guess it's nice, isn't it, that if you know you are hitting the goals and, you know, and doing the things and then showing, you know, what you can offer long term, I guess that's where it's like, it becomes like almost for the people making the decisions, a no-brainer, I guess.
Yeah.
And easier for you to understand what you've got to do.
Yeah, like what's expected of me in order to get to the next stage.
Yeah, because I do think, it's going back a while, but I even do think with mine, I didn't, you know, in the other side of the business that I guess is little bit more, what's the word, like operational focus, where, you know, it's always evolving. So it depends on what the business is doing, then the need might grow and stuff.
Yeah.
Opportunities can come from over, but with you guys, particularly in products, I know it's like, we always need products. Yeah. We always need people to make the product. So that's really good. You've got that to be like, right, that's where I'm going to go. And what area did you say you're on?
Womenswear Tailoring.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
really good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I'm in like an area that I really like care about and what is the type of stuff that I would wear, like this.
Plug.
Yeah.
Yeah. So would that be classed as tailoring then? Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because obviously we've got, waistcoat. And I feel like a lot of the time there is maybe some crossover with the departments. But yeah, we get to do some cool stuff.
That's good. Because I guess a lot of people think tailoring suits.
Exactly. Oh, definitely. Obviously, we do a lot of black jackets, trousers, like very workwear kind of things. But it's nice that we also have a bit more of like a fun element. And I feel like that's definitely evolved over the past few years as well. That it is now a bit more fun and like more colour and little details like buttons. Like it's nice to make, tailoring a bit more fun.
And just on that, what was your perception before you applied of Next? Like, was it very different to what it is now, or
Yeah, probably quite different.
Yeah.
I think I definitely saw it as like an older person.
It's okay to say.
It feels mean now because that's not what I think of it at
No.
all. But I think just sort of my mum shopping at Next, like when I was younger, and then even when I was a teenager, like Next wouldn't be somewhere that I would want to go into thinking like, younger person's clothes. But since I've worked here now, like I get most of my clothes from Next, and I feel like it has sort of gone into that younger person's style. It's still very much like spread across ages, which I think is great. But yeah, now I have a very different view on it.
That's good though, right? That is good.
Definitely.
It's nice to be surprised because I think I still get it as well. You know, I wear something like, this cardigan, or I've got another one, like a lovely brown one. And my mate's like, where's that? I'm like, where do you think?
Yeah, because people are always surprised as well when
Yeah.
you say, when you're wearing something that's like, oh, that's really cool, where's it from? And you're like, Next. And they're like,
Yeah,
Really?
come on, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we are allowed to shop elsewhere.
Yeah.
But, most of the time it's probably going to be Next, right?
yeah, exactly.
And what was that process like, getting into merchandising and kind of applying and what you had to go through? How was all of that like?
It was a really good process. They're very like supportive all the way through. And also, I think for me, because I did a very different degree from,
Oh, what did you do?
I did natural sciences.
Oh, okay. Natural science, fashion, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it was, so I did like a mixture. I did chemistry and environmental science and biology. So, and I really enjoyed it.
Right.
I just knew that I didn't want a career in it.
Okay.
But it's quite nice, like going through the interview stages, and they're really looking at, I guess, like your capability in it. They don't sort of, for me, they don't see a natural sciences degree and think, well, she's not going to be any good at fashion merchandising. I got to show that I can do it. And then also, I guess, personality wise as well, just seeing whether I would fit in. And now here I am. So, so it definitely didn't hold me back doing.
So it's more skill based rather than like what you've got down on the CV,
exactly.
for
It's
example,
not,
or degree.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't hold me back doing something completely different, which I was worried about in the beginning because I was like, this is so different. And I was worried they were going to question, why haven't you gone into that instead? But I just didn't want to. So.
And I was going to say, what was why? Because, fair play for, you do your degree. I also think with a degree, especially for me, even though it was in the area I went into, but I feel like it's more a thing that if someone's got a degree, it shows a lot of stuff like you can stick to deadlines, you're committed, you're dedicated, you've got discipline, all of those
like
things.
soft skills.
Yeah, those skills as well. And like, obviously certain degrees like lawyer and doctor, kind of need to do it. But what were the things, what was the reason to go into merchandise or apply for that other than, like why merchandising over anything else?
I think with my degree, I still love that like data and like mathsy element of it. So I wanted to be able to do a job that had that element, like I could still use my brain in that way, but I also could tie it in with something that I really love.
So that fashion element's always been there then.
Yeah, definitely. So it was nice to basically be able to do both of those things, like merge them together. And it just seems like the perfect mix.
Yeah, it is, because there is a lot of, I know the merchandisers, you have to be very skilled, don't you, when it comes to obviously data and numbers and everything like that. But from what I've heard here, it's definitely important as well to understand and be able to work with fashion people and be a fashion person yourself. Yeah,
because when you're like building your range, you've obviously got your designers, your buyers, your merchandisers all sitting there, and we all have an opinion. So, you know, we can all share our opinion on how we think the range is going to work. And that isn't for much. Obviously, yes, you're looking at the numbers behind it and what happened last year and 2 years ago. But you also know in your head whether you think that's a nice product or not. And so you can definitely still apply that like fashion element to it.
I guess it's hard, isn't it? Because sometimes you might be looking at the numbers and they're not really telling you, but at the same time, you're like, I really think that's going to work.
Like a gut feeling like that. Yeah,
like
that'd be really good.
That will work, or we've got to go for it.
Yeah, definitely.
And I guess, does that help in a team environment then, where maybe other people are kind of saying the same thing, like, yeah, let's go, even though the data's maybe a bit...
Because trends like come and go as well. Like something that didn't work last year, it might end up being next year's biggest thing. So
yes,
you have got to sort of, not just...
I think that would petrify me trying to predict trends. I think I'd be so like on edge all the time. Being like, have I got it right?
Oh yeah, when it does come round, it's like, please be right, please be right.
Yeah, we've got loads of it. Great. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. That would put me on edge for sure. And what so you said you came in and you said you got like, you know, you really kind of, they really took you through every step of the way on the interview process. What sort of, there's that training and development generally from, you know, interview 1 to now been like? Because how long have you been here?
About 9 months.
Nice.
Yeah.
So do you kind of do the interview, come in and they go, right, learn on the job, thanks a lot, or is it a bit different?
There is obviously a lot of learning on the job, but the team, like my team, have been so good with just helping me through every step of the way, basically. Because obviously I have my assistant and then the merchandiser on my team, and they're just great with like helping me learn everything, basically, because there is a lot. And then we also have like training sessions with learning and development and stuff like that. So there's a lot that goes into making sure that you manage to learn everything within like the 12 to 18 months you are a trainee for.
And what kind of things are you learning? Just out of curiosity.
Lots of spreadsheets. Learning how to use like different systems, and obviously you're like constantly communicating with your suppliers, and that means that every day there's something that comes up that I probably don't know how to do because it would be a completely new situation. But my assistant will always be there to sort of show me, and then hopefully next time I'll be able to do it by myself. There's a lot of numbers. And obviously the more sort of you progress through, the more involved you get with different elements of it. So like when we have our selection meetings, at the beginning I was very much like observing what was going on, and then at the most recent one I've been able to present more and like do more of the sort of analysis behind it. So I like fully understand what's going on. So that's really helped my progression as well, because I get to actually, obviously usually if I'm looking at our selection packs, like there's so many numbers, there's a lot going on. At the beginning I was like, what on earth
Where
is
do you
this?
start?
And now that I'm actually able to do the analysis behind it, it really helps like learn my department as a whole, which has been really useful.
And is that kind of, you said there, and you said it a couple of times, the support from your assistant, because I'm guessing that assistant's probably been through what you're going through as well, so that must help.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And be really relatable, and almost be like, if you're probably thinking, where do I get here, and they're like, trust me, like
I even had that conversation recently, because I was literally like, I am so scared now that I'm like 8 or 9 months in, like what this year I'll hopefully be in a position to be promoted, but at the moment I'm so scared of that. But she was so reassuring and being like, we all go through that. And especially when they've recently gone through it themselves, it's a really great person to be able to talk to, and they fully understand what how you're feeling.
I think everyone gets that though, with like the potential of something new, like a little bit of imposter syndrome of, you know, if I go into that, am I going to, I've just learned all this that I'm really good at now. And then I've got to go learn a load of other new stuff as well. It's, it is. Because I've gone from a role as well, like where, you know, a lot of the doing to more of, you know, managing people and helping them and like setting the direction and stuff. And I'm not doing the stuff that like I used to like really just get into, like the content creation and stuff. And then I'm like, oh, am I doing it right? You know, am I doing this right? Am I doing a good job? But I think you're right. I think your assistant's right. There will be something where you kind of just get that belief in yourself. I think you just have to back yourself as well. Yeah,
definitely. We actually had a big sort of trainee day last week, where it was like all the trainees across product.
Oh, wicked.
It was really good. And Simon Wolfson came and did a little speech at the beginning. Yeah, which was really good.
He's a good speaker, isn't he?
Very good.
He's a good speaker.
Yeah, he really keeps you engaged.
Yeah.
It was really good. But one of the sessions that we had was a sort of panel with some of the senior managers. And we got the opportunity to like ask any questions. So I put my hand up and I was like, did you feel like when you've been promoted, did you feel ready or like prepared for that sort of change in your role? And it was nice to hear like even them being higher up, they were like, you feel sort of ready for it, but prepared wise, like you never fully feel like that until you're doing it, which was reassuring to hear from people.
Even like people that are managing multiple teams that are still feeling that or can remember that.
Yeah, exactly.
But then I guess until you do something or you've got that, that's why experience is so important, right? So you've got that experience until you've been through something, until you've, you know, felt what that moment is, you're never going to know.
Yeah.
And it's natural to feel a bit nervous and apprehensive because, I imagine, you know, in some way, I'm sure we all feel like that every day about something.
Yeah.
Like whether it's working on a particular thing or, you know, building an entire range, it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking at times.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like a lot of it is because you care so much about doing a good job. Like I want to do well. And that's why I'm like nervous about it.
Yeah. Well, it's like I always say to people when they come on the podcast, are you nervous? And it's everyone that's like, yeah, I am a bit. I'm like, good. Because if you weren't, I'd be a bit like, oh, you're just going to kind of, you know, just
like,
going to,
don't really care.
Don't take it that, you know, not seriously, but not like really think about it. But if people are like, yeah, I've took the time to think about it, I'm like, oh, okay, they're going to be really engaged in this conversation. Yeah. Obviously, I want them to be relaxed, but, you know. And what's some of those you've mentioned there, you kind of went from, you're now like presenting. Which is mental, like in 9 months. That's really quick.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
That's a really good achievement. Like, what is that, like, responsibility of presenting?
To be fair, I quite enjoy presenting.
Do you?
I do like musical theatre out of work as well. I'm like into just being on a stage, basically. So I quite, even though I'm nervous about like what it is I'm presenting, I like that element of it. But I think for me, like it's very much, I really need to understand what I'm going to talk about. If I had to stand up and present something that I hadn't done myself or I didn't really fully understand, that would make it horrible for me. But if I know what I'm talking about, I quite enjoy being able to talk about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Do you like, do you like to have loads of notes, or are you like, because I know I'll just give myself like bullet point or phrases, like how does your mind work with that?
I feel like it kind of goes from when I'm first preparing for it, I'll be like, I need to write a script. Like, I really need to know what I'm saying.
Really detailed.
But then I feel like as I'm sort of probably practicing it more or just like doing even more research on it, it will like narrow down until I just need the figures, and then I know what I can say.
Got you.
Behind that.
Got you.
Which will hopefully also come more. Hopefully I won't need to do that script writing part of it in the future. And I can just go straight in at knowing what I'm going to say. But
yeah, I think you always need to do some sort of prep, no matter what. But yeah, I agree. I enjoy presenting as well. Like, I really like it. And I like I don't know what it is. It's just, I like that it starts. I almost look at it like it's a way of starting a bigger discussion.
Yeah.
Or inviting people to give you their ideas. I always see.
Yeah, that's true.
I think some people look at it as like, oh, I've got to tell everyone, and I'm like, just look at it as a giant conversation, but everyone's actually got to listen for a little bit at least. But no, I do. I just have those bullet points, and then I'm like, because then it's important as well. You bring your personality into it, because obviously no one wants to just sit someone there going,
Being
like
a robot.
yeah, like that's not good at all. That is not good at all. So your next progression path, your next progression will be assistant then, yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, nice.
That's the aim.
That is the aim. And then it'll go to merchandiser.
Yeah, so there are like levels to being an assistant.
Oh, okay.
And I think there's 5 levels. And then, yeah, a merchandiser at some point, hopefully.
Nice. That's good. And do you feel like, 9 months in now, do you feel settled? Like, what do you feel like being here?
Definitely settled.
Yeah.
Everyone's so welcoming. And I feel like that's the whole vibe at Next anyway. I think because people come and work here and then they stay. I feel like everyone who you meet is like, I've been here for 20 years, I've been here for 10 years. And that's really reassuring to come into a business and everyone's actually saying that, because I'd be quite worried if I went into somewhere and, everyone had just started because everyone leaves, that would be worrying. But yeah, it's nice to know that everyone's worked here for a long time. So yeah, everyone's very welcoming, and yeah, I feel very settled, and my team's lovely. And we've had quite a lot of change about in my team recently, but everyone's still everyone in Womenswear knows each other as well. So
because that's quite common as well, isn't it? I think that's one thing to highlight, because I've heard that some people might be like, what do you mean loads of change? You just said it was settled. Yeah. But that's quite common, isn't it? That
you kind of get
teams,
moved.
People move, so you build up your knowledge.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's great. I love being on tailoring, but it doesn't scare me to move on to a different department within Womenswear, because it's just a new challenge and it's a new set of product, but the rules of merchandising are going to be the same.
Yeah.
It will just be applying it to something new, which should be fun.
So it's like at the moment you're learning an area and merchandising, and then in the future you've only really got to learn the area.
Yeah.
And then just keep growing your knowledge.
Yeah.
And I guess with all those people, with all that experience, you might go to a team that have got even more experience and be like, oh, what will I learn from you?
Yeah.
As well, because that's exciting to move around. I do think that's a really cool part of that, when they've said that, even about, I think even up to like buyer and merch level, that happens as well.
Yeah.
So you're constantly learning, about different techniques, different people, different suppliers.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely suppliers as well.
Yeah, that's really cool. What's been your favourite part of since you joined? What's that one standout moment in the back of your mind?
Oh,
Put you on a spot there.
that is. You know what? I really enjoyed. This actually isn't to do with my actual job.
No, go for it.
Just with working for Next, when obviously you were there doing that early careers photo shoot.
Yeah.
And that's an opportunity that I never would have thought I would get.
Really?
In a job. I wouldn't have, applied for a trainee match and thought that would be happening a few months later. So that was just a lot of fun to be able to take part in something completely new, completely different. Yeah, that was a lot of fun, but also more related to my job. I think seeing the product now, so the stuff that's coming out now is the stuff that was being signed off when I first joined.
Right.
So it's the first time I'm actually seeing everything full circle. So that's really great to see, because I'm like, now I know I've been involved in the full cycle. And then seeing it actually out in the stores or seeing it launch on the website, that's so exciting to be like, oh yeah, I've actually played a part in that.
Yeah, that's quite a not common, but I do hear that only from product people as well. It's unique to product people.
Yeah. You feel a sort of attachment to it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because you're making decisions about it. And I mean, when I've got more involved in range build and stuff recently, when that stuff eventually comes out, that's, you might have had to state your reasons why you think that should be in the range. So then it's exciting to see whether it actually does well, and hopefully it will.
Do you reckon when that happens, you'll be like going into store and stuff to see it?
Yeah, just buying loads of
it. Oh yeah, it's flying out. Yes, we had a peak week. Like, all these 3 stores to this local area. Yeah, like what's going on?
Wonder why that's happened.
And I'm sure there will be, because you're someone in a position that there'll be a lot of people thinking about, we know how good it is on the next trainee scheme. For product, listening and watching and going, right, that. What's some of the top tips you could probably give for like them when they're in that sort of application or thinking about joining? What if someone was going to pass that on to you when you were doing it, what would you pass it on?
I think that there's a lot of really good information out there on our social media actually to tell you a lot about the job. Like I watched a sort of day in the life video before I joined, and it does really tell you, like show you what the job is like, and I think that they can be really, really useful. I also think just like bringing your personality a bit. I feel like they want people who are all gonna get on and like have I don't know, a bit of personality. Like don't shy away. If you're applying for a trainee merch role, you don't have to be fully like I love maths. Like you can have like your personality around that.
Yeah, no, I agree with that point. I agree with the point and the personality. It's really important. It's really, I think what a lot of people don't realise is when people are being interviewed or you're doing assessment centres or whatever, if that person with the personality in the right, in the way that is really like warming or friendly or whatever, it stands out.
Yeah.
It's really noticeable. Like I've seen it, you talk to people and everyone's got their own way and some people get really nervous and you have to kind of disregard that. But you can kind of see from people that have got that quiet confidence as well and or just able to portray and talk in a certain way. And you're like, oh, this person's going to be really good in these scenarios then.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's your opportunity to be like, this is me.
Exactly. Show yourself off a bit.
And just be yourself, like, because that's what we want ultimately. We don't want someone coming in acting a certain way and then arrive and you're like, oh,
that's not what we
signed up for. Is everything okay? It's like, oh, sorry, this is me on a daily basis. It's like, oh, right, that's changed a bit.
Yeah.
That's changed a bit. And what are you looking forward to the most in the future?
Becoming an assistant.
I hope the merch manager's listening to this.
Exactly. Anyone who can promote me. No, I guess like it is, I really want to get to the point at which I fully like know what I'm doing. And I've actually always said that from the day that I walked through the door, because I am just sort of the type of person where I don't really like the unknown.
Oh, okay.
I look forward to the point at which I like fully understand what I'm doing. And I really like how at the moment I really feel like I'm getting there. And if I look back to where I was sort of 4 months ago, I know that I've learned so much even in that short amount of time that I'm excited to get to that point in like another 4 months or another 6 months where I know that even more would have sort of clicked together and I'll understand the role even more.
Here's a bit of a curveball. Do you think you'll ever get to a point when you do know it all though?
No, and I know that that's the case, and that really scares me.
I was going to say, how are you going to deal with that? But I guess what you're saying is to the point where not everything's new.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it must feel like 9 months in, new role, new business, new people.
That everything's
I just need some things that I
need
know.
Some steady.
Yeah.
Like I know that I understand the basic level of this role.
Yeah.
I know that I won't ever understand everything.
Yeah.
But then they'll just become exciting challenges rather than this overwhelming, everything's so new in this job. I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah.
No, I can see that. And that's a great way you've put it as well. You know, it will be a new challenge, and you'll just get more and more knowledgeable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
No. It's been great. And I really appreciate you talking about it. Because like I say, I think hopefully, like you said, just from watching Days in the Life and stuff, that helps. So, you know, hopefully other people, it helps them as well.
Yeah.